5 minutes each. Senator Anderson.
Juana, my question is on behalf of my colleague, Senator Boyer, Ontario. It's an open-ended question. It's an open question to whoever can provide a fulsome response. So my question is about the government's distinction-based approach to Indigenous services. The government stated during the speech from the throne that it must work towards implementing the calls to action from the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's final report. The report, quote, calls for the federal government to recognize, respect, and address the distinct health needs of the Métis, Inuit, and Off Reserve Aboriginal peoples, end of quote. In order to do this, the government must address the needs of urban Indigenous populations. It is well documented that over 50% of all Indigenous people live in an urban community. Distinction-based funding does not include Indigenous people living in the city. How will Indigenous skills and employment training programs be designed to help Indigenous-based populations find employment if these are distinction-based? And secondly, will additional funds and approaches be included to serve this population?
Your really important question. So we have an Indigenous Skills and Education and Training Program, ISET, that has met with a lot of success in some ways and has faced some serious, I wouldn't quite say challenges, but wake-up calls in terms of how we interact with different communities. We're working at improving that program to deliver both on reserve through distinctions-based, but also to Indigenous urban youth in particular is a particular interest of mine. Being mindful and respectful of everything I've learned around there not being the community support in an urban environment as there may be in other environments. Again, we're working on that. We have a commitment in the speech from the throne to make the biggest investment in the history of our country in training, and we will absolutely be investing quite significantly in Indigenous training to the best of our ability, and working, of course, with my colleague, Minister Miller, on walking that path together and respectfully.
Clean, I yield the balance of my time.